November 11th, Veterans Day in America, and apparently Wine Day in Moravia. Back home it's parades, flags. Here it's St. Martin on a white horse.
And a lot of pretending that these glasses of wine are for religious reasons.
So today I'm celebrating Veterans Day. To me. Because I've earned the right to stand here in the middle of Brno and say, I survived basic training, officer training school, flight school, survival school, and Czech bureaucracy.
Existuje ten celomodrý z tohohle, ale to je spíš markrabicí standard.
It's fully Moravian, full of Moravia. Takže
Samozřejmě.
Back home, Veterans Day used to mean free pancakes and maybe a parade, but today it means being a homeless veteran where your health benefits are magically deleted. But here it means the bakery might be closed early because someone's aunt has a name day. I served my country, and now my country's serving chaos. And I apologize to the world, so I defected to better pastries. It's not exactly a desert deployment, but it kind of sort of feels like a deployment in a weird way, except there's no BX or PX, but Tesco did feel a little bit like one till they tore it down to make way for the big, beautiful new train station. I came to Czechia for calm. No sirens, no politics on repeat, just trams and church bells and a daily reminder that life doesn't have to shout to be good. America's always been loud, proud loud. Yes, I know the jokes about loud Americans, but then, have you ever been to an Italian's home for family dinner? You call it loud, I call it emotional surround sound. Here, quiet is our superpower. Anyway, in Brno, I'm practically whispering. Well, at 10 p.m., I am actually whispering. You know, the neighborly tap on the wall, or should I say the slam door reverberation. I literally use my earpods after 10 p.m. to watch TV. You see, I'm a night person. I always have been. Some of us are like that, and we've tried to change to be day people, but it's impossible. But the world actually needs folks like us in hospitals and other essential careers, so don't hate us too much. Being a vet here comes with a new kind of discipline, patience. You think waiting in line for MREs, the meals ready to eat, was bad? Try the Czech post office at lunchtime or boarding a Czech tram during rush hour. Combat skills? Check. Situational awareness? Definitely check. And remember when they said adapt and overcome? Yeah, that's our superpower. Veterans Day is about service, and maybe the best way to honor that service is to finally live a life that's peaceful. I traded a fast life for a good one, and for the first time, I feel like I'm still serving, just in a quieter military. St. Martin's Day, the Den Svatého Martina, is celebrated on November 11th every year. It's both a religious feast day and a wine tradition, marking the arrival of the new vintage, like a Czech version of Beaujolais Nouveau. It honors St. Martin of Tours, a Roman soldier turned monk and bishop, known for his humility and generosity, most famously for cutting his cloak in half to share with a beggar during a snowstorm. According to Czech folklore, St. Martin arrives on a white horse, bringing the first snow of the season. That's why you'll often hear, Svate Martin, přijíždí na bílém koni. St. Martin is coming on a white horse. Sometimes the snow really does fall that week, and locals jokingly say Martin kept his promise.
Místo pro družinu svatého Martina!
Czech vintners traditionally release the first young wines of the year at 11 a.m. on November 11th. This Svatomartinské víno is the first taste of the year's harvest, fresh, light, and aromatic, typically white, rosé, or red from Moravian grapes. Common varieties include the Müller-Thurgau, Veltinské, Červené, Modré Portugal, Svatomartinské, the St. Laurent red, or the Zweigel-Trebe rose. You'll recognize them easily. They're labeled with a St. Martin on a white horse logo. For the food tradition, St. Martin's feast is incomplete without roasted goose, Svatomartinské husa, red cabbage, potato or bread dumplings, and sometimes apple strudel or poppy seed desserts. The goose symbolizes abundance and warmth before winter. It's said that when Martin tried to avoid becoming a bishop, he hid among geese who betrayed him with their honking. It's also celebrated in Prague, but in Brno and South Moravia, it's a huge regional event. Brno's Náměstí Svobody transforms into a public wine tasting square. At exactly 11 a.m., St. Martin arrives on horseback to open the first bottles. There's live cymbalum folk music, food stalls, and wine from dozens of local wineries. Towns across Moravia like Mikulov, Znojmo, Uherské, Hradiště host similar tastings. The holiday blends old world Catholic heritage, folklore, Moravian hospitality, modern celebration of winemaking craftsmanship. It feels like the spiritual bridge between harvest and winter, joyfully closing autumn with warmth, food, and wine shared among friends and strangers alike.
Staň nevěstou, už se zví spát. Běž podoj trávy, běž podoj trávy, které se dostává, které se dostává.
So while America's out there arguing about everything under the sun, I'm gonna be here, taste some wine, and enjoy the music. So today, I'd like to wish myself a happy Veterans Day, because let's be honest, no one else here knows what I'm talking about. I traded my uniform for a winter coat from Zara and my salute for a polite Dobrý den, and honestly, I think I upgraded. So today, I raise a glass to every veteran who's ever dreamed of peace and maybe found it somewhere unexpected. And to all the vets still fighting their battles, and to all those still wandering, and to the ones who traded theirs for dumplings. Na zdraví. And may your tram always, always arrive on time. Happy Veterans Day and happy St. Martin's New Wine Day.